Are you going to the Singapore Grand Prix for the first time? Are you looking for any helpful advice or any tips and tricks on how to navigate the Singapore Grand Prix, particularly from someone who's done it before? Hi, my name is Lauren. I have been to 4 Grand Prix so far, 3 in Australia, 1 in Singapore, and I will be at the Singapore Grand Prix later this year. By no means am I an expert on actually going to a Grand Prix. However, these are just some of the things that have actually helped me whenever I've actually gone to a Grand Prix previously. Hello from the future. I just wanted to actually come on here before this video starts and just do a minor announcement here, but just a bit of also advertising. If you have the social media platform that goes FB, I am actually a moderator on a group called Singapore F1 Grand Prix Tips and Advice. It is the largest Singapore Grand Prix related group on the FB platform. And I have a little bit of a minor announcement. I was recently made a moderator on now. So if you have any questions or any advice, please come over and we can help you out as much as we possibly can. We are a very friendly group. We also have meetups organized throughout the Grand Prix weekend and also discounts as well at certain businesses. So if this interests you, please come on over and we will help you out as much as we can. Back to the video. So how do you cope with the humidity? I think that's the biggest question that you're going to actually get in Singapore. As I said in the previous video about what to wear, we're going to have to think practically here. But on top of that, we're going to think about things to be eating and drinking whilst you're in Singapore, places to be, and also what's the best time to actually be out and about in Singapore. Now, the weather in Singapore will be pretty changeable during the Grand Prix weekend. Because we are actually in the tail end of the monsoon season, as much as rain can be welcome relief, it can also be super muggy and just gross. Like, it's not that uncommon to actually see steam coming off the road during the race as well. So as I mentioned previously in that video about what to wear, we're going to be looking at loose, flowy clothing, particularly cotton. Try not to wear polyester wherever it can help, but you want breathable clothing that you can wear. Look, I understand completely that for some people they might be incredibly conscious about sweat patches forming in certain places. But to be honest, this is a very known thing in very tropical countries. And would I be too worried about it? No, because I think it's just a normal human response, how to cope in the heat. But I would highly suggest not wearing any polyester clothing or clothing that would actually show up very obvious sweat patches in obvious places, like around your rear end. The other thing also, particularly the biggest thing to actually understand here, is that if you are not used to the humidity in Singapore and the high heat stroke is a known thing. And the best thing that I can recommend to anybody, because I nearly got heat stroke, and mind you, I live in a subtropical climate and I nearly got heat stroke last year. Hydrate. You're going to be needing to hydrate as much as you possibly can. Water will not be enough. You will need to have things like Gatorade or Asian Gatorade, which is actually known as Pocari Sweat. I personally will be bringing with me liquid IV sachets and bringing them with me to the Grand Prix weekend and putting them in with some water. And then I will be drinking water as well as Pocari Sweat throughout the Grand Prix weekend. The other thing is also about keeping cool. Where are we going to be going? We're going to be going to places that actually have air conditioning. Now, this is probably not always possible at the Grand Prix. However, I will tell you that if you need air conditioning and you need air conditioning fast, go to MRT stations. Go to places like shopping malls like Suntec City, for example, or Marina Square. You're going to be looking for places with air conditioning so you can cool down. If you can't get to a shopping mall immediately, maybe look at bringing a portable fan. I would highly suggest maybe researching somewhere like on Google Maps, particularly if you've got a grandstand ticket and you are wanting to see where the closest MRT station or shopping mall is, so then you can actually find some air conditioning. If, say, for instance, Gate 1 is your major entry, the closest place would be for you would actually be the Nickel Highway MRT station. If you feel like you actually really are struggling, there is actually 7-Eleven there, and you will be able to actually grab some drinks so then you can cool down. Also, the other thing is that the Singapore Grand Prix actually has pass out. So if you feel like that you can't do any more of the Grand Prix weekend and just want to go straight back to your hotel room, use the option to actually get a pass out and maybe leave. If you plan on wanting to come back, make sure that you get your ticket scanned out when you leave. So I hope this is a little bit informative on how to actually survive Singapore. I think is probably the best option to take. And honestly, you're the most important thing out there, and your health is the most important thing out there. If you do not feel well, don't take any liberty to know that the Grand Prix is more important than your own health. There are trained medical professionals all around the circuit park, and if you feel like you need medical attention, make sure to raise the alarm. Make sure to actually have a safe and healthy Grand Prix experience, and I look forward to actually chatting with you guys in the next episode. Peace out, guys.